And we welcome Dr. Vince Callahan, a mental health expert. He has more than 3 decades of experience in private practice and inpatient hospital settings. We want to talk to Dr. Callahan because we see this all the time. You hear the news stories about it. Behavior in public, behavior is just different now than it was before the pandemic. Dr. Callahan, why is that?
Well, I think we've lost our moral conscience, to be honest. I think we have decided that everything goes and whatever my truth is my truth. And if I want to act a certain way, then I'm going to act a certain way, and who cares?
And when did that start? What triggered that?
Well, I think it was even before the pandemic. I think we have given over our moral conscience. Let's go back to video games and things that were started. You know, my son is 36. He played some of those, but the video games have gotten worse, and the screen times have gotten worse, and what we see has gotten worse. And I'm just going to go back probably 20 years. Most of the students that I work with who are in that 18 to 25 year range kind of fit this category. And I think we have lost our conscience, and we have taken acts of intimacy and made it kind of like drinking water. It's no big deal. And I think we've just lost our moral compass as a country.
I've claimed, Dr. Callahan, that we've just turned into a very selfish nation. We think that we have the right to not be offended by stuff, but we don't have a problem saying things that may be offensive to others, and nobody has the ability to apologize anymore. Is that kind of on par with what you're talking about?
Absolutely, 100%. It's like we're disconnected as a country. I mean, from the top down. You know, it's one of those things. It's kind of like we've lost sight of who we really are as a country and what it means to be a humble person and what it means to take care of other people or be cognizant of where they are or who they are. We just kind of have gotten selfish.
You know, I have a theory about this. I've thought for a long time that one of the community unifiers that we used to have was most people in the old days, I suppose, if we're going to go back to the 40s and 50s and 60s, most people they were attending a church in their community, and that was one of those places where you had to run into somebody who might have different ideas politically or otherwise than you do, but you're under the same roof and you're on the same journey, and you were a lot more open and idealistic about those types of folks. When we got away from going to church, you know, now, of course, politics divides us. Now, of course, we think we can do whatever we want. We got nothing to unite against anymore.
That's true. And I ask the question, what's so bad about loving God or going to church? It was a sense of community. It was a sense of family. And we had fathers. I mean, that's one of my soapboxes, really, is that we don't have fathers in our country. You know, we have people out there who don't take the responsibility for raising their children and being a dad and being a real father. And I don't get that one. That one just doesn't compute in my brain. We need a voice of reason saying, hey, this is wrong. And we need to start standing up for what we really believe in instead of just going, yeah, that's okay, no big deal. I mean, it's not okay for a 5-year-old to have to sit and listen to certain types of stories and certain kinds of things when, you know, what were you thinking? I mean, that's just not okay.
This is Dr. Vince Callahan. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for getting up early with us on Labor Day.
Thank you so much.